Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Kaizer Chiefs beat SuperSport 4-0. 4-0. We're going to break down this game. I'm going to be honest with you guys in this game. There are moments I was not very happy, especially in the first half, but in the second half, beautiful second half. But before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe. The first half was very difficult to watch. Why am I saying the first half was very difficult to watch? SuperSport won most of the first half. What do I mean SuperSport won most of the first half? SuperSport's tactics going into this game was simple. Foul the midfielders like Gaston Serino or Mdu Shabalala and don't allow them to play. Block Samkelo Zwane and Mad for whenever they receive the ball at the back, press them. Don't allow them to easily find Serino, easily find Duba. Press them. And the next thing is press Bradley Cross and Frosler as well, so that they give us corners and throw-ins. That is how SuperSport won. SuperSport, when I say won, I'm not saying they won the game. I'm saying they won the tactics. Because if we have to be honest, SuperSport had so many throw-ins and they had so many corners in the first half that they could have scored a goal. In the first half, we were lucky that SuperSport that Ntwari was there, that Ntwari was saving some chances, that Miguel was there, and they were saving some chances, because it was the kind of game where you would lose against SuperSport, not because SuperSport outplayed you, but because SuperSport just used very ugly tactics to win the game. SuperSport was simple today. They were not going to play soccer. They were just going to kick the ball into the box, throw the ball into the box, and try use Tashrik Morris and try use their players to score, because they knew if we just play pound for pound, the Chiefs is going to beat us. But if we do these tactics, we're going to get chances. So that's what happened in the first half. Until Serino started getting into the game. Serino had one chance. In that one chance, he took on all these SuperSport midfielders. He then passed a wide to Frosler. Frosler found Duba. Duba hit the post. That's when Chiefs started to show some life. And then the goal obviously came. Serino scored a beautiful goal. And you know, when I was watching this thing, when I watched Serino score this goal, a part of me in that moment, I was so happy. Like, I jumped up, I celebrated, but at the same time I was scared, because I was like, hey, my dad. So without Serino waking up, the team would have accepted that the SuperSport is going to continue to play this dumb anti-football and stop us from playing soccer. It's like Serino had to start doing things. He started having to force himself to play for the team to wake up, because the moment Serino woke up, Dushabalala, we were starting to see him. Wandile Duba, we were starting to see him. And that's what I was picking up, because then obviously we started creating chances. The one thing I'm going to highlight is that Nabi is a very, very amazing coach. He's a good coach. And Cedric Kaizer, I think, coming into the team will make the team better ball players. There's one thing I want to highlight. I'm going to start with the bad, and I'm going to then go to the good, because the second half was very excellent. If Chiefs continues with that second half performance, I think we're going to beat a lot of teams. But let me start with the bad. Our wing plays, let me not say wing plays, our right back and left back. I have a problem with them, because it seems like teams are able to get behind them or get too many crosses into the box. I'm saying this because I was trying to pick it up in this game, in that they kind of suck in Frosler and suck in Bradley Cross into the midfield, and then they run then the midfielders of SuperSport were running in behind, pulling Dudley and all of those, and pulling Miguel. And that's how they were getting behind Abo Frosler. They weren't getting behind Abo Frosler simply. It was they were using their fullbacks and then their wingers to get back behind Abo Frosler. And for me, it's worrying that we can't stop that, because today it was a blessing that SuperSport were beating us and making crosses, but Miguel and Dudley were basically getting all those chances. But at the same time, it was worrying, because how these teams, every game we're watching, these teams have easy access to Cross and easy access to Frosler. And I'm saying one day we're going to cry, because Guys, one day these guys are gonna get past Cross and Frosler, and they're just gonna pass the ball into the box, and it's gonna score. So I think our defensive midfielders, they need to do some work. The other bad thing is Ranga Chivavero and Matt. So Ranga Chivavero scored the goal. We are happy for him, but let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves. Ranga Chivavero's only good thing in this game was that goal which he scored to make the victory complete. But Ranga Chivavero missed too many chances. He missed too many chances. Ranga Chivavero, at some point I was so frustrated. When he missed that header in the second half, I feel like I just gave up. I was like, why is this guy still in the field? I'm glad Nabi is better than me. Nabi is not emotional. Nabi will continue to play him, and eventually he helped Nabi. But one thing I have to say is that we will need another striker, because you can tell that Nabi is very reliant on Ranga Chivavero, and I'm glad Dupree scored today, because I'm hoping he also wakes up, because he can see that Ranga is dropping the ball, guys. Ranga is dropping the ball. If this game was a very tight game, it's 1-1 against SuperSport, and we need that goal, and Ranga keeps missing these kind of chances, that is the difference between winning and losing a game. So I just pray Ranga keeps scoring the goals, but yeah, that one was a flop. Matt keeps giving away the goals. You know, one thing I always say about Matt that annoys me so much is that Matt will do one good thing in the game, and that one good thing in the game will make you forget all of the other bad things he did. And sometimes for me, that's not right. It's not right. Matt scored today, so everyone is going to leave Matt and act as if he had a good game. No. Matt scored a goal. We are happy. It helped us. We won the game. But Matt was poor, guys. Matt, if I had to rate him before the goal, I would have rated him a 2 out of 10. Matt gave away the ball. The SuperSport midfielders knew good. If the Chiefs players passed Matt, Sialtat, they just wanted Matt to have the ball. And when Matt had the ball, they took it. They just knew ukuthi uMatt uzosipasa or sizolithola kuye. And that is what SuperSport kept doing. Matt was kicking the ball out. Matt was passing SuperSport players, or they were just taking the ball from Matt. If it was not for the goal, no one can tell me that Matt had any impact on the game. A part of me is wishing that Castillo picks up his socks so Matt can just sit on the bench, But anyway, I want to get to the good things. Samkelo Zwane is my man of the match. I know they gave it to Serino, but Samkelo Zwane is my man of the match. Serino was amazing, but I personally believe Samkelo Zwane was my man of the match. The boy was amazing. The boy did things right. The boy was combining. The boy was passing. The boy was spreading the ball. The boy was good defensively. Something I've been crying about for so long. His work rate has improved defensively. This shows you what coaching does. Guys, let me tell you something very interesting. In the past seasons, I've been saying one thing about Chiefs players. We have the Chiefs young players, We have good young players, but for whatever reason, the young players did not understand how to defend. They did not understand how to defend. But let me tell you, have you seen what Duba is doing? Duba is defending like a beast. Have you seen what Zwane is becoming? Zwane is starting to look more and more like a defensive midfielder. And the more he does well in his duties as a defensive midfielder, the more he starts becoming confident and active. Yes, his game is not finished. He still needs to improve because he has to polish his game. There are moments he tries to do things that are fancy, that are unnecessary, where he can pass. Like, for example, towards the end of the game, he tried to pass I think it was one of the players on the wing, I think Mfundo Vilagazi, with a ball in the air, and it ended up going over Mfundo Vilagazi's head. But the truth is that he could have literally passed it on the ground. He didn't need to hit it in the air. He could have passed it on the ground because there was no one in front of him. He could have just passed it very simple on the ground. And things like that he just has to fix. Another thing is Shabalala's maturity and Dub. I'm gonna talk about them both because they did something today that I wanna highlight as very important in their development. A weight of a pass. I know a lot of you are not gonna take these things serious, but I am going to tell you how serious it is. Du Shabalala and Duba did something that I really loved today. It warmed my heart. It made me happy. They were weighting their passes properly. What do I mean weighting their passes? They were passing the ball at the right pace, at the right place, and it was making life so easy. Let me give you an example. Ranga Chivavero's chance where he missed one-on-one with the keeper. Did you see how Duba timed that ball? Ranga did not have to run and try and save the ball because it was kicked too hard, or he didn't have to adjust his run because it was kicked too soft. It was kicked just right, where Ranga, his only job was to pick a spot. And for me, that shows so much coaching and maturity. Guys, Nabi is coaching these boys right. I love what I see. Another thing I'm going to say is, Nkosimpilo Ngcobo is umnandi, guys. You know what? Nkosimpilo Ngcobo is umnandi. I just don't know where is he gonna play in Nabi's system. But that boy's turns kill so many players. The moment he gets the ball and he starts to run, you must know it's over. Mfundo Vilagazi, better game. He showed aggression in attacking players. And that is one thing I wish Nabi and them keep coaching him. He must keep attacking these players. He must keep being aggressive. He must not play like a player who is scared. He must continue that aggression he showed when he came on. I liked that very much. And Dupree, well done. Finally, he scored a goal. Perfect finish. Castillo, it's what we've been asking for. Castillo has been... Castillo uyaskolota actually, because Castillo has not been delivering those kind of passes to players. He only was doing these kind of passes at the beginning of last season, but after that he stopped passing like this. So we need more of those passes from Castillo, and perfect finish from Dupree. The one other thing I'm going to highlight is Ntwari had an excellent game as a keeper. In terms of Ntwari, one thing I've picked up about Ntwari, I've seen enough games of him to understand what kind of a keeper is. Ntwari is that kind of keeper that will never make you comfortable because he fumbles the ball. He fumbles the ball a lot. But the one thing he is a shot stopper. Ntwari is a shot stopper. He knows how to position himself, which Bruce Vuma does not know how to do. He knows how to position himself, and he knows how to stop shots, which Brandon Peterson has been struggling with, because Brandon Peterson is also a shot stopper. But for whatever reasons, teams have been hitting him with shots, and he's been fumbling those shots. But Ntwari is a shot stopper. The one thing that I don't like about Ntwari that I've picked up in his game, Ntwari does not pass the right person when he distributes. He tends to distribute to the wrong person. He distributes to the person who's under pressure instead of distributing to the player who is most free and a player who can just turn with the ball and go. He will pass the player, and then a midfielder from that player will arrive and take the ball from that player, because he passes that player under pressure. So he needs to do better there, because when a keeper receives the ball, it's that one moment where our defense and our midfielders can regroup. They can regroup and start their attack and start to restructure and make sure that they are structured well. But if a keeper goes and rushes and passes the wrong player, it means that we haven't had a chance to regroup, and now we are getting attacked while we just stopped getting attacked. So that's the one thing I'll say about that. But other than that, we won. Amakhosi for life, 4-0. Second half was a beautiful performance. Second half was one of the best performances I've seen. Second half, it felt like we could have scored so many goals. Second half was the one, guys. I don't know what else I can say, but second half, it was just beautiful to watch. We'll chat more about the game tomorrow. Amakhosi for life.